What's the standard graph of sine x?
Like this.
Everything we know.
And it's 1 pi apart.
Okay. So everything you know about sine x. Tell me one thing you know about the graph y equals sine x. It goes, okay, so it's periodic. Periodic, good. So it goes, where does it start? Does it start at 0 or 1? 0. Good. It starts at 0. So it's periodic. What else do you know about sine x? Max, good. So its maximum is 1. Its min is -1. Can you get this out, Tamara? Let me just, yeah. If you have problems, I'll give it to you later if you like, if you can't find it. What else do we know? Midline is 0. Or as an equation, what would it be? Y equals 0.
I don't know, it wasn't social. Oh, I saw him.
Oh, you guys just, I wonder if he's playing, no?
He's in grade 12, so probably not.
Yeah. What's the period of a sine graph? Sine x. What's the period?
1 pi.
No, close. 2 pi. So the period is 2 pi.
Oh, my bad.
Period is 2 pi. So, right, this is the first x-intercept is pi, second is 2 pi. Period. Yeah. What about the y-intercept? What's the y-intercept of y equals sine x? 0. How about the x-intercept? I'll give you a second to write it down. Sorry. So y-intercept is 0.
Like that. What's that clicking sound, like that digital sound? Yeah, that's mine. Sounds like crickets.
Wait a second.
There it is.
Okay, what's the x-intercepts? X-intercepts. 0. What else? X-intercept 0. Where else? Pi. What else? 2 pi, etc. 3 pi, 4 pi, 5 pi. Every pi there's an x-intercept. Okay, so that's the graph of y equals sine x. So what we're doing with y equals sine x is we're transforming it. We're making some transformations. We're going to stretch it, maybe. We're going to compress it. Maybe we're going to shift it up or down. And so when we do that, it becomes a new equation. So it becomes y equals a times, I'll use red, sine of b times x minus c plus d. Okay. Color coded it.
She's a real adult now.
Okay, so what does the A tell us in this graph? A is the amplitude. Good. The amplitude. So the amplitude, what is amplitude? Kind of the height. It's actually half the height. So it's the distance from the midline to our max or midline to our min. Positive or negative number? Could it be positive or negative? Always positive. Always positive. Okay. B. What does B tell us? It's related to period. How is it related to period? Period is equal to 2 pi divided by b. Or, if it's in degrees, it would be what? Or period is equal to 360 divided by b, depending if we're dealing with radians or degrees. So by definition, b is the number of rotations in 2 pi. Number of rotations. Uh-oh. That's not how you spell rotation. Rotations in 2 pi. Shh. I know. It's shocking, hey? It is shocking. Okay, so for example, if I had the graph y equals sine 2x, how many full rotations will we have in 2 pi? Sorry, 2. If our b value is 2, that means we have 2 full rotations in 2 pi. So 1, 2. That's what that means. Yes. Yeah, so it's 1 full before it repeats itself. Yeah, you got it? That's what I meant by rotation. So 1, 2. Right? So looking at this, the period would be pi, right? 2 pi divided by 2 gives you a period of pi. What is the c value? What's your c value? Shift. Well, let me help you with this, okay? It's attached to which variable? X, and x is which direction? Left and right, horizontal. So it's attached to the x, so it actually shifts x left or right. So it's your horizontal. There's 2 names for it. One is horizontal translation. It's also called the phase shift. Is it too much? It was so warm in here earlier. I feel like I'm 40. Like so warm. Okay, horizontal translation or phase shift. So if you see in the equation x plus c, which way is it going? Left or right? C left. If it looks like x minus c, it's going c. Guys, this would make a killer study sheet. God. C. I'm not telling you. I'm just saying. Okay, and last, what's our D going to give us? Vertical translation. A little bit, just in terms of trig. Vertical translation, it also is what value as well? It's our vertical translation up or down. What does that affect? The midline? Right? So this would also be our midline value. If you shift it up 2 units, your midline's now 2. Down 2 units, our midline's now -2. Oh, it's a little too cold in here? Okay, so let's start the next question. So if we go to our notes, does everyone have this down? I'll leave it up for a second. I may have over-exaggerated the temperature. Okay, so back to our notes. Did you do this part yesterday?
Yeah.
Yeah, you went through that? Okay, so you did that? All right, so here we are. Part 2 today.
I thought we were.
This graph is a sinusoidal function. Remember, A amplitude is max minus min divided by 2. D values we're averaging, max plus min over 2. Our B value is 2 pi over, so our period is 2 pi over B. And you talked about this. The maximum is D plus A, minimum D minus A. Yes? Okay. So here's a review of the graph. So we're just going to keep going. So let's review what you've learned. So let's fill in our values. A is 5, B is 3, C 0, d is 2. Remember, we're comparing it to a sine b, x minus c plus d. So c is 0. Okay, so what does a equals 5 mean? What does that tell us about the graph? What is 5? What is the word for it? Starts with an A. Amplitude is, so amp is 5. B value, what does that tell us? This B value of 3. Period is, what would it be though? Not 3, it'd be 2 pi divided by our B value. So 2 pi over 3 is our period. So 1 full rotation into 2 pi over 3. Okay, 0, C, what does C tell us? Left or right? So we have no horizontal translation. In the future, I'm going to write just HT, horizontal translation. Okay, what does D equal 2 tell you? Vertical translation where? What direction? 2 up. In the future, I'll do VT. It also tells us that our midline is 2, right? Midline is 2. Good. Do you want to try the other two on? Oh, one more thing. Let's state the max, min, and range. You could. What's the easy way to figure out the max? What formula? You start at your midline. What letter is my midline? D, and we're going to add A. So D plus A, what would that be? A max of, guys, 7. Good. Okay, to get your minimum, we start at our midline, D, boys, and then we're going to take away our amplitude. So what's D minus A? 2 minus 5. Negative 3. So our range would be negative 3 to 7. Okay, so using this as an example, what? Oh, is it? Okay, I don't think so. I think it's this. I'm gonna let you work through the next two. Okay, so try the next two using this one as an example. Okay, so here, what's my A value? 3B is, 3C is, 0. It has to be in brackets, so that 1 is actually your D value of 1. So amp is 3. B would mean period is what? 2 pi over 3. Horizontal translation, 0. And then vertical translation, 1 up. Good. 1 up. Okay, what's your min value, or max value? Let's do max first. Max, D plus A, so it'd be 4. Min value is D minus A. So 1 minus 3, negative 2. So your range would be between negative 2 and 4. Okay, D minus A. Start at midline, take away our amplitude. Okay, next guy, A value. 2, B is 4. Now, we're comparing it to the formula A sine B times X minus C plus D. So what's my C value? 45. Okay, and D would be 0. Good. So here, amp is 2. What does our B tell us? Period is 2 pi over 4. What does that reduce to? Pi over 2. You can reduce that to pi over 2. So full rotation in pi over 2, 90 degrees. Okay, we have X minus C. So we're going 45 degrees. What direction? To the right. And vertical translation. Oh, I should have said horizontal translation here. HT. And then vertical translation, 0. Yeah, or no vertical translation. What would be my max? How would I get my max here? 2d plus a is 2. What's my min? D minus a. D is 0. Take away 2 is negative 2. So your range would be negative 2 to 2. Okay? So we have one example left. Everyone got this down? Ashley boards the Ferris wheel at the Pacific National Exhibition. I'm just going to show you something really quickly. When you have a Ferris wheel, okay, so if you have a Ferris wheel, when you get on, do you get on exactly on the ground level?
No.
No, you're stepping up. You're on a platform and you step into it. Obviously, it'd be scraping the ground if that was the case. So your Ferris wheel, right, is basically you get on a platform and then you ride the Ferris wheel all around. Okay? Yay. So if we related this graph of height over time, so this part right here would be when you first get on the Ferris wheel. And if we graph our height over time, what's going to happen is we get to our maximum height, and then what? Goes back down till we get back to where we started. And then it goes again. So it actually is a sinusoidal function if we graph the time and the height. So here, the middle of the Ferris wheel would also be our midline. So what would be the radius of our Ferris wheel? What would it be related to? Amplitude. So the amplitude is our radius. Good. Okay, and the period would be the time it takes to make one full rotation. Make sense? Okay, so let's go back to our question. Oh, and maximum value? If I wanted max, which formula could I use? What formula gives us max? D plus A. We start at our D value, our midline, add our amplitude. Midline minus our amplitude for the min. Okay, so let's answer our questions here. So here's our Ferris wheel, and this is the equation for the Ferris wheel. We could graph it if we want. Determine the diameter. So how would I get the diameter of our Ferris wheel? That's related to what we just talked about as what? It would be 2 times the radius, or what's the radius in this equation? 2 amplitude, 2 times the amplitude. What's our amplitude here? 43. So in feet, what would be our diameter? 86 feet. Okay, so in these applications, you have to know that amplitude would be radius. How long did it take the Ferris wheel to complete one revolution? So what are they really asking for? What's the period? The period is the time it takes for one revolution. Okay, how do we get period? What formula? 2 pi over b. What's my b value? 3.5. So let's type that into our calculator because we want a time. So calculator, open. Okay, 2 pi over 3.5 is how much time? Do the same thing? Okay, now this time was in minutes. That's pretty quick. All right. Does that seem pretty quick to you? 1 point, or maybe not. One full revolution to about 2 minutes? Yeah, that's about right. Okay. So rounding it to the nearest tenth is 1.8. How high above the ground is Ashley at the lowest point? So what is it really asking for? I heard it. Minimum. How do we get min? Midline. Kathleen? D minus A. What's my D value? 47 minus 43. You shouldn't get, you'll know there's something wrong if you get a negative answer in an application question. And our answer is 4, and I think feet, right? Feet off the ground. So 4 feet. Alrighty. So that's it for today's lesson. We have lots of time. So a lot of you didn't get, some of you got finished 4.8.4. A lot of, okay, so I'll take it today. I have an extra practice worksheet that you can work through to really get this stuff solidified. So if you're finished, you can kind of start working on that. I'm gonna just pause the video, or I stop the video.